So I'll go ahead. I don't know how much of the speech I want to delete now since we're where we are. I certainly think, I think most of what I wanted to talk about was the political process somewhat, and I'm just talking, you know, to us. Y'all can you can listen in if you want to. And this is kind of what happened. I mean, I'm giving you a bird's eye view, you know, from my standpoint politically, because I've been involved so intimately with the whole process. And that is, you know, 60 days ago we came in here and we did the political thing. We read the tea leaves, and we didn't feel like we had the votes, and so we tried to work for 60-day postponement so we could come back, you know, live to fight another day, all that good stuff. And so we did. And in that period of time, you know, a couple of things, several things have happened. But from the commission standpoint, the thing that you would have to be blind not to see is the thing that Mr. Hultquist just said. Okay, that 3-year process, we wait, and basically a month or so before, 2 months before the MPC, it gets to MPC. I mean, it gets hammered with every possible argument. Now, I've got my minister at church he used an analogy. If you go to Chuck E. Cheese, they have this game called whack-a-mole, and the little mole pops up, and you got to hit it, and then another one pops up, you got to hit it, and so on. This has been a strategy. It's been a very effective strategy, a very effective technique by the opposition. They have constantly, for 6 months, we have battled every obstacle they throw at us. Okay? Here comes, it's a taking. Okay? Here comes notification. Here comes rezoning. It's overreaching. It takes this off the table. That's what Mr. Stevens just said. Those are all misstatements. It doesn't matter how many times you say them, they're still misstatements of the plan. And what's amazing is that the people who did the work on the plan, they did the research on the plan, they did the background for the plan. These are credible sources which we can verify. But the opponents to the plan can just make stuff up and say it. And we've got to bop that mole back down every time they do. And so we've been playing bop-a-mole, whack-a-mole, for months and months, and that's all we do. We've got documents at the website that just address all our FAQs or all that. You know, it's just whacking moles. That's all we do. Now, I've been a very frustrated fellow, and this isn't about me. And Miss Askew's had to deal with my frustration a little bit, and she's been patient. Thank you, Robin, for being patient. But, you know, anger comes out. When you feel like you've been lied about and your work has been misrepresented, it's hard to take. I mean, it's hard to take over and over and over. And then when this happens, you know, and it just happens, we do all this work, and then obviously the powers that be say this has to be killed. This has got to be killed. And boy, they bring it. They bring it with the, you know, the press releases and the mayor and all this stuff. I mean, it's just amazing, the onslaught against this document and this process which we commissioned. We said, hey, there's a problem. Everybody knows there's big problems. If you don't think there's a problem, just go down to your nearest creek anytime. We don't have any creeks in here in the city anymore that are not suffocated with sediment and scoured out so no self-respecting person would step into it. It's a shame. It's a travesty. Biblical words are used for what we do to the hillsides and the streams. It's an abomination. It's a desecration. Those are the only words that are sufficient to describe what is done. Now, I'm sorry. I've spent my life on this issue, so I have an intense interest. Now, so here we are. Now we're here today. You know, and I read the editorial today. And they did a good job. The News Sentinel did a pretty good job describing the plan and had the highlights pretty much on target. They just missed the conclusion, okay? They just said, you know, we can't slow down the engines of commerce. The engines of commerce? I mean, really? That's what we need. That's what government does. We are restraining bodies. This is a hugely risky endeavor to develop these sites. We know the economics of this. It does not work out. We know that. And the suggestion, the adjacent suggestion is send it back for review. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? It went to the MPC. They're the specialists. The MPC. They spent months on this. We had one guy who was the opponent. Overwhelming vote to support this plan by the specialists. Hey guys, and generic, hey guys, we are told that we're to rely on the staff. Our first lesson is commitment. We can't be specialists in all this stuff. We've got to rely on the staff, the specialists, the professionals that do this every day. And that's what the MPC, the staff and the MPC, which is they're the buffer for the bureaucracy, so-called bureaucracy of the MPC staff. And God bless every one of them. They have worked and invested an incredible amount of time. Mr. Donaldson has allowed us all of this staff time for us to develop this plan. I mean, it's just amazing. And so, after the ringing endorsement by the MPC, only the Caterpillar dealer, the only one. Oh, and one of the guys that sleeps. But the Caterpillar dealer. Okay? And that's all. 11-2, MPC, ringing endorsement of the plan and its proposals. It's amazing. It's amazing to me. It's been an unbelievable ride, unbelievable process. So I suppose I'll support this substitute motion, and of course, if it fails, I'll reintroduce the motion to approve this plan. Thank you.